Hello and welcome to another exciting and informative edition of the Generation Y. You're with me, Scott Sinjata Keita. And on this episode, I'm talking to two entrepreneurs who are behind the face of ORACOM Limited, Mr. Alphonse and Mr. Maurice. Yes, welcome to the Generation Y.
Thank you so much, Scott.
Such a pleasure to have you guys here. Global Entrepreneurship Summit 2015, that's an achievement.
Yeah.
So you're like local entrepreneurship celebrities. But just to kick off our discussion, how did you guys get into entrepreneurship? Was it natural for you guys? When did you start this journey of entrepreneurship? I'll start with you, Alphonse.
Yeah, for me, entrepreneurship was natural. It's something I knew I would do.
Right from the start to come
Right from the start. Because when I was young, I used to sell mangoes. Just to get a bob. Yeah, so it was natural. When I went through secondary school, university, I knew for me I would have my own.
Wow.
Yes.
Amazing stuff. What about for you, Maurice? Was it natural?
Not really. I didn't sell mangoes, but it's something I can say it's passion. Yeah, it is the passion that is in me, to just start a business, just do something, be my own employer. That's what has been the drive.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurship.
Yeah. Yeah, and most people, especially young people, don't understand the distinction between entrepreneurship and just business. How would you guys define an entrepreneur apart from a businessman? Alphonse?
For me, an entrepreneur is somebody who sees a problem and comes up with a solution. Yeah. So at times you do it as a passion, you find this is a problem. It may not be financially beneficial, but once a solution is there is when you can rest. And that's an entrepreneur for me.
Yeah. Exactly. What about for you, Mr. Maurice?
I think to add on that entrepreneurship it more or less falls into character. The character that you have in you. Because truth be told, it's not an easy journey.
Yeah.
It's not just a walk in the park.
Amen.
You have to go through a lot of turbulence for you to achieve something. Because you come up with this idea and then you want to sell it to people. So you see, not everybody will flow with you, but anybody can flow with you. So that is where the difference comes in now. So it more or less comes back to your character.
So it really depends on the character of the person to determine if they're entrepreneurs or just normal businessmen. Yeah. And now, coming back to the story of ORACOM Limited, how did you guys begin? Because I was, of course, reading through some of your profiles, and you started from a cyber corridor somewhere in town. Just tell us the story of that, Alphonse.
ORACOM started in 2010, just from a cyber cafe. Then what we needed was to have a portfolio. Web business is very different because I can't serve you if you haven't seen what I can do. Because the opposite is I can go and learn things from the internet and come and present to you. So then the first question always is, what is your portfolio? So we had to do our first 10 websites for free.
Wow. Yeah, 10 free websites.
10 free websites.
Wow.
Yeah, and then give it out to the clients so that next time when we go and pitch a presentation, we tell them, now we've done this, and this. Yeah, because people have to trust what you do. Yes. So that is how the journey became, and that is how we started. And then it's been a journey of sacrifice, a journey of hard work, and a journey of calculations.
A lot of calculations, huh?
Yeah, a lot of calculations every day. Yeah, wow. Because like for me, at times you have to sacrifice a lot. You have to sacrifice the things you do. You have to sacrifice even the way you budget your life. Yeah, you have to sacrifice a lot and go an extra mile, because now in this field as an entrepreneur, especially in the technology world, you have to be also an innovator. Yeah. So when you come the following morning, you have to be thinking of new solutions, because now in web solutions we're dealing also with hackers. You may build a website today and
someone has already.
So you have to be always up to date.
Wow. Wow. We'll come back to talk about security and of course hacking. Yeah. But how was it? Did you start together at the very first at the beginning of it?
No, we didn't start together. The company started with myself, as
the founder.
Yes, you have to you have to think about how to save costs. You know, at times you don't have even employees. So that is how it started. Then we had the second person, the third person, and then at the point when we were having Mr. Morris, we really needed him.
The Steve Jobs
there are
of
certain things,
ORACOM.
yes. I mean, at that point we could not continue because then what Morris brought into the field was the corporate mind.
Wow.
Yeah, because he's worked in corporate, he had worked in the corporate environment for long. Yeah, he's worked with big companies.
Wonderful.
So when he came into the team, he had to like change our mindset completely.
Wow.
Yeah, and I think that's also important for youths. There are some places you go to and they just look at you and they say
Entrepreneurship with Akina Alphonse Hapa.
Yeah, like I told you, as in like, you know, one thing I've discovered in my personal life as well, as in like, you know, of course, when you don't get fulfillment where you are, it means there's something missing.
Exactly.
So I've really worked, yes, as an employee for I think one bank and then also one of the biggest telecommunication companies in Kenya. But while you're working, you know, you feel like, you know, I'm spending so much time here, you know, there's a lot of pressure, and one thing I hate was targets.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Given a
targets.
lot of then you spend the whole time being scared, you know.
Yes. And then I don't get, you know, it's like I don't get the value of what I do.
Yeah.
So, you know, so it's always been in me like, you know, I need to step out. But also something that triggered it before was that after high school, immediately after high school, I managed to run a bureau. Those days we were still staying at the coast with my parents. So it was so successful, and then you could do something and then feel that fulfillment.
So you had it in you, the
So I had it
entrepreneurship.
in me,
Nice.
And it has been a passion.
Nice.
Yes.
Amazing stuff. What about you, Alphonse? Have you ever gotten into employment?
yes. At times I always think that I've broken this history because in a span of 1 year, I was employed in around 5 companies.
Wow. 5 companies in 1 year.
In 1 year.
You must have had very flexible contracts. You know.
What I wanted in the employment sector was to get an experience and learn from individuals or departments in the company.
This was right after campus.
Yeah, this was right after campus. I did my attachment, finished, and then started now. So what I could do was go into a company, learn something new. Once I feel that that's enough, I resign.
What were you learning? I mean,
I wanted to be a manager, so I was learning from managers how they manage the companies, how do you win the tenders, how do you train the sales team, how do you motivate the staff, you know, things like that. But when I realized that was enough in that particular company,
I move on.
Wow. Yeah.
Amazing.
And for some companies it was very strange because they would insist, you know,
that you
why?
stay.
You know, we are going to give you this much. But at times
trying to entice
money
you.
is not the passion.
Wow. So like you were already focused, you already knew that your company, you're going to build your company, so you're just trying to capture some of the traditions of a corporate society.
Yes.
Wow. So how important is it for especially young people out there? They kind of dismiss corporate ethnicity when it comes to setting up their company. Is it really important to have that tight corporate culture?
It is. It is because there you develop networks. There you learn how those who have made it are making it, and when you live there with a good legacy, it follows you. Like I think right now, almost all those companies we work for right now, we are offering for them solutions.
Wow.
Because now after that we could go back and tell them, look, this is how we used to do 1, 2, 3, 4.
Now you can do
but
it.
now we have this idea, we can do it better, we can save this much when we use web solutions. So at the end of it, that is important, having the corporate mind. Actually it's a mindset. When it came to ORACOM, he told us, now we have to stop working this way. That's what he said.
Wow.
Me, you know, that it just landed, and somebody was complaining, Alphonse, my website. He asked me, Alphonse, what am I reading? These emails are coming here, not anymore. So we had to change our mindset because now we realize with important companies, they have targets and then they also want to see value for money. Yeah, so a corporate field is always very important. Yeah, right from the way you answer mails, the way you greet somebody, you know, the way you talk to this person when they are clients, when you want to serve them, when you're done with their work, when you want to give them the updates. It's very important. Yes.
I'll just push and I'll just let Maurice add something on that. How important is it to have a corporate culture, even as a small company?
Yes. It gives you a level platform, you know, in business, because the corporate culture itself, it puts in value instead of money first, and that's very key in business. As an entrepreneur, you have to put value. Money will come. Money will always follow value. So the corporate culture has value in it. So if you have a mindset that, you know, just do things locally, you know, here and there,
as long as we go through it,
as long as I get my, you know, my small salary here, and then that's it, I go sleep and all that, then there's no value in that. But when you're building up something concrete, you have to put in structures in place. You know, like you have a budget. Where is accountability in all these things? How do you carry out yourself? How do you answer the phone call? You know, all those things, they really matter, because Scott will call me and wants to give me business, but then I ask him, like that.
It spoils everything.
That's it. Or I come to present to Scott dressing some, you know, ragged jeans, and some Monday, ragged jeans and rubber, you know, and some sweat jacket or something like that.
So how you present yourself again really matters.
It's very key. It gives a lot of credibility. It gives you that level platform. It just gives you that, you know, that flow. And people want to associate with you. And as a businessman, a network is very key. Networks is everything in business.
Network is everything. Now let's talk about some of the challenges that you guys came through, Mkianza, and even maybe probably right now. What are some of those challenges that are still standing in your way as ORACOM Limited? I'll probably start with Maurice.
All right. I think the main challenge might be, you know, capital-wise. We're still not that much, that over muscle. So some projects, you know, you're given an LPU, and then you see the kind of resources it requires. It's a lot. So you have to, you know, you have to look for ways of how to access funds to do that. So that will be the main challenge. And then also, you see, we need to expand our territory. You know, some facilities here and there, bigger equipment, of course. You know, like now we have, you know, professional photography and videography. So we want to invest something in that. But the etiquette in entrepreneurship is that you just do what you can, you know, with what you have, where you have, and that has been what has made us grow progressively.
Amazing. Alphonse, anything to add on that?
Yeah, just documentation or having proper records and planning is very important. Sometimes you have to do a tender, and when they give you the list of the things you must have, you know, you must be KRA certified. You
tax
must
compliance.
have the tax compliance, all these things. So when you don't have, and at times even like when we were at the GS, at times somebody asks you, okay, this is an idea, it's very good, but now can you present it to us? What is the plan? I mean, is this going to stand 5 years? Can it have a good financial flow? So these are things that every youth must consider. There's no way you can go about them. You have to be compliant. The opposite is you can be auctioned, things like that.
If
you are compliant, it means you have the right documents, so that when an inspector comes, you just show them that. And then the planning also, the business plan, what you call a business plan, must be a very important document for you, because it helps you on how you budget, and it also gives you a future of your performance and how you're going to perform. If this is an idea, because like in web, is the idea going to continue? Like, will this be the most important thing next year or in the next 5 years? You know, and then you also think about the changing technology. You know, mobile devices coming in. You have to think about that very fast, and a business plan can give you a very good insight.
Exactly. And just coming back to what you've just mentioned, mobile devices. Looking at the IT world, of course, what was some of those strategic changes you had to pivot around and make sure that your businesses do not become phased out in Saulike? What were those changes that you had to make sure you still remain relevant in the market, Alphonse?
Yeah, what we did, especially with the web, we could learn from the trend, and then we realized like over 70% of gadgets accessing the website, the internet every day are mobile devices. So the first thing we had to do was to start doing responsive websites. Responsive websites are websites that are responsive to whatever screen it automatically calculates. So by this, we are able to save companies that had to do a website and then do a different mobile version. Yeah, so right now what we are doing, like today we were in a presentation for a company, we are telling them, let's do the website once and we take care of the mobile devices. And the next budget you have, let's put it in an app. In fact, a very growing department right now we have is for mobile apps. Actually, things are changing. You know, everyone is on mobile.
Exactly.
Every time.
Yeah.
So we are coming up with solutions. We want people to be able to do business even without the internet. I remember at the GS, that was the main challenge.
How to do business without the internet.
Yes, like you can do a very good website, but somebody wants the same service and is in a local town. How is this person going to benefit from this?
Exactly.
So right now what we are doing is mobile solutions. You know, I want to just put star this and this, go on and then browse a complete site. Yeah, even place an order in an hotel without having an internet. And these things are very they are possible.
Yeah. Amazing stuff.
Yeah, and that's how we came up with the particular integrations, using bulk SMS and also the USSD and shortcode. So when you come to ORACOM, it's a one-stop
shop. You don't need to go anywhere.
You don't need to go anywhere else. So you'll come and tell us, okay, I have a website, but then it's not performing in a particular way. So what would you want us to do? I want my customers to do ABCD through the website and also through their mobile phones without even using the internet. Because that was what we learned from the GES. That how do you use, there is not so much as a little of internet to a great population outside there. In urban, it is 80 to 90%.
Exactly.
But what about in the rural areas? We still have, the kabambe phones and all this. Yeah, so we have, SMS platforms that can interact with the web.
Now, Alphonse and Maurice, before we went on break, we had just talked about some of the challenges that you guys had faced. And of course, capital came out as one of those challenges. But right now, of course, there's information is out there that Youth Fund is giving out money. Wezo Fund is also giving out money. Is access to capital really guarantee to success in business? We start with you, Maurice.
It's yes and no at the same time.
A yes and no.
Yeah, because the yes will be there because somebody who's prepared. A prepared mind will be able to use that capital and succeed in business. But an unprepared mind can have all the capital in the world, but then just squander it, thinking that the idea, without looking at the doing like a SWOT analysis or something like that. SWOT, strength, weaknesses, the opportunity and the trends before you just, use that capital that you get. Yeah, so that is why I'm saying it's a yes and no.
It's a yes and no.
Now, the other issue is, yes, it is there. The fund is there. It has been set up for women and youth and the disabled and all that. But accessing is called.
Access.
There's a channel of procedures, some of which, you can't have.
Exactly.
Because if you want to start a business today, then they'll tell you, okay, give us a 6 month statement, of what you've been doing. So how do you start?
Financial statement,
financial statement, of course. So those are some of the challenges that were there initially.
And how did you guys move around those challenges?
Like I said again, is do what you have
with what you have.
Do what you can with what you have, and where you can start. He started in a sidebar, with what he had at that time, 2,000 shillings just for logistics. Browsing maybe using the machine for 1 hour or something like that. So as time goes by, fulfillment is not at the destination. It is during the journey. That's where you experience your growth. So even if you are going through these hurdles, you come to realize that, hey, I could just have done it with this much. But the others I could just outsource here and then pay later or something like that. So particular credit facilities that are accessible there are helpful enough, from brothers, friends, something like that, as long as you are diligent enough to use them wisely. But what I would say that the youth fund needs to be more accessible to the youth. All these restrictions that are there, yes, they are good, but they are kind of an obstacle. That's all I can say.
Anything to add upon that, Mr. Alphonse?
The banks also, at times you feel so sad because you're giving this bank a lot of money. Then when you go to them and you want a loan, and it's a business, you understand. Then they can't. It's just hard. It's just hard for a youth because they want a title deed. They have a lot of restrictions. So getting them is very hard. Yeah. So some of these things are just I think something has to be done.
Yeah.
Though the government has done enough to have these resources available for the youths, but still something has to be done so that they are more accessible to the youths. Yeah.
How was your experience when you began, when you were just alone, and how was it when access to capital? How was your experience?
Yeah, I went to my bank, and then my bank gave me stories and gave me a list, so many things. You know, you can't take this, you must have this. Do you have a spouse? You know, take care, government guarantors. You have a title deed. All these things, yeah. And then when I looked at how they were going to do the deductions at the end of fully financing that loan, it's a lot of money those guys are taking. So that was a lot of pain for me. So what I did then, that was 2011. I said, now I will not take any other loan. We'll use everything we do, we'll plow it back into the business. And up to now, we've not applied.
Wow.
Yeah, we've really had a huge growth. It's now 5 years. Yeah, but we've never like no one can say we have the money or the bank or some other institution. Yeah, and I think that is also it comes with a lot of discipline for a youth. Yeah, you know, the money that is yours, you can't squander.
You can't.
But if I go to the bank now and they give me 500,000,
you say this one. So I hit the jackpot with that one.
So I mean, but what I would say is that start something. Just start something. You know, as much as you want to wait for the millions to come for you to start a business, it's not the case. Just start something. Just start something. You know, it's everything that you want to do is very possible. Just look around you. If, for example, if you want to supply, like food, you don't need to get a motorbike to start or something like that. No, just start, by walking, take a matatu and do all these things. But just start something. Then as the need comes, as the need arises, you get realize that even channels are opening up for you to access all those things. Someone will come and they say, hey, instead of you, bringing this and this, can you do ABC like that? But you have to start. You don't win a race if you don't start a race.
It's true. You need to be in the race, of course, to win. And let's talk about some of the opportunities that the government has brought up. Of course, the 30% procurement for young youth-led companies. Have you guys participated in those procurement processes, and how has been the experience?
Yeah, I think in Kenya it's still so sad because corruption is still there. Yeah. We've actually, there are so many places you go to and you won't get that business until you're able to give somebody something. I remember Obama saying that cost, it can be 15%, it can be 1% that goes to another person, and it makes the cost of that project now high. Yeah. So there are still these obstacles, but what the government is doing is very brilliant because now what we have is we are able to tender for those documents. We are able to compete averagely. And now with the e-procurement now, it's even better for us. Yeah. So when you decide to go technology full swing, then things are just sorted out for you.
There's this corruption problem.
Yes.
Yeah. And are young people embracing these opportunities, especially the procurement process? Are they coming up with companies, solutions?
Yes. I've seen several of my colleagues, just coming up with companies, and then they just go to the e-procurement platform, and there they are, applying for these tenders. We have even other portals, for tendering and all this. People just go list there. We have these kind of tenders, and then bidders also go there and also just access those kind of tenders. We have so many business directories, business listings that people just go and list tenders and all that. So by the government giving 30% to the youth, it's a big plus. It's a big plus. It's just the youth to be more proactive in that
and aggressive.
And access it, yes.
Exactly. And now let's talk about your mantra. What has been that push or that philosophy that you guys have applied and that has brought you to this position that you are in? Of course, you guys were voted among the top 10 techpreneurs in Kenya. How was that experience, Kwanza, to start with? That came about by our growth rate. At times consistency in an idea is very important. So somebody would like to see, even an investor. By the way, there are sometimes when the bank is also right. They can deny you for a reason. For a reason.
Because you go to the bank and you want money. but they can't see something going on. You don't have even a business itself, and then you want this money. You're saying this is still in the idea. So monitoring that growth is always very important. And just like you were saying, you need to grow with your company.
Yeah.
There is no way you want to say today I'm here and then tomorrow the business is so huge that you yourself you can't even manage it. So one of the things that have kept us is the way we adopt new technology. What we do always, I think the team we have after every 2 months, everyone has to come up with an idea.
Wow.
That is the youth in the team. So we have 15. So after 2 months, we have 15 ideas.
Wow.
And then some people may even have 2 more. So we have to now just scale up and then see what to do. But that idea of just getting updated every time and coming up with new solutions has been a very big thing for us. And then the way we transfer skills to them, to the staff that we have. What we do is everyone is equal. Even us, when we're in the office, everyone is equal. Yes, so that they feel appreciated as well. When they do something like some of the youths, most of the youths we get are from the slums. That's the members of our team. Yeah, and when you have such people is when you realize creativity
can come from anywhere.
Yeah, yeah, and it depends on your hard work. It depends on the kind of energy you're putting as well.
Amazing stuff.
Yes, yeah.
I think the other thing is that we embrace so much having a strong Christian background. We embrace servant leadership. Whereby Scott comes to our office and we ask him, what can we do for you? How can we serve you with our skills? How can we help you out? How can we be a solution to you? So instead of the showbiz, I know I'm the one who knows. So listen to me. But you've come to me. So how can you listen to me? You've come to me. So embracing that, the servant leadership, in our team as well. We serve the staff that we have. We talk to them, we mentor them where necessary, and just help them, to just become who they want to become, in future, and tell them these things don't work overnight. They have to take time, before you achieve this.
They take time.
So instilling that kind of integrity, and diligence in their work also helps us to be where we are. So most of our clients, I think, when they come, they normally have an experience. And even if when you go for meetings, we give them an experience.
Wow.
Don't complicate matters that are simple. Just offer solutions.
How have you guys dealt with hacking? Like for Alphonse, just tell us how you've dealt with that.
Yeah, hacking is real. At times you even tempted. I'm tempted to be one.
Gives you control, of course. A lot of control.
Yeah, but what happens there is the hackers work overnight. Everyone is working. Your website can be hacked at night when you're sleeping. Somebody's awake at that time. So what we've done is, since we are also a hosting company, we host websites, we install security from the hosting side. So that at the end of it, there is the security on the website side and also at the hosting side. But what we do, we appreciate that hackers are there and they can do anything.
Exactly.
So what we do is we create backups, consistent backups after every 24 hours. Yeah, so that when they do something today, we are able to restore it back, and then we learn how it's done. And at times, you don't have to sleep because it's strange. Like right now, we are hosting more than 700 websites and going. In a day, we get around 20 new domains that come on board. So if a hacker gets into a server and corrupts all of them, the following day it will
You're out of business, of course.
The following day it will be a very hard day for you because everyone will be calling you. The worst experience in web solutions is to go there and find, somebody killing somebody in your website.
Exactly. Has that been the biggest risk of the business, Maurice?
I'll say yes to some extent because it's a possibility. But now we minimize the chances of us getting hacked by implementing the best security that's out there, both from the hosting side and also from the web design side. So on the hosting side, definitely, we have engaged international servers, not locally. So we believe that there is a higher level of security
of
than
course.
inside here. But as we realized that a few months ago, Canada's government websites were hacked.
Yeah.
So if if Canada's government can be hacked,
I mean, who's
what is
safe?
indispensable?
Yeah.
I think there was some rumors about the US.
Exactly,
yeah,
Obama's email was
yes,
hacked.
it
Yeah.
was hacked and all
Yeah,
that. So
yeah.
it's not confirmed, but it's a possibility as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now we have minimized that by putting in place those structures. Now, from the website side, now we use the latest skills and technology.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just being dynamic.
Coming now
Minimize that.
Coming now back to the skills, you talked about how you have integrated youths from informal settlements. How do you guys ensure that you give them the quality training that will ensure they give successful projects?
Yeah, it's always a mindset. Beginning to work with the youth from the slum, and for me, they're the best. Once you give them the best training, they're the best. But it's always something in the mind. The first thing you have to train them is how to behave in a corporate environment. Once you get that, the skill, they always work very hard because they have known what hustling.
Hustling.
They are hustlers, you know. The way you hear them talk. So at times you have to tell them, no showing today.
You have to.
And they still exist. So it's how you change their mindset. But at the end of it, when you appreciate them and you also compensate them well, they feel appreciated, and you also you pay them. Yeah. At the end of it, you'll become good friends. Yeah. There are some occasions where they come up with solutions and suggest. They tell us this is happening. Like us in the slums, there are no websites even to show this and this. And then they come up with that as a solution. So what we say is, okay, well and good. What do we need to implement this? And then it's always so good when you're part of the solution. They tell you, for us to do this, we need this and this and this. Yeah. So at times it's always good to work with people who are hardworking and people who have been to the life of hustlers.
Yeah, they understand the real struggle.
Yes.
And just looking at that and how you have developed a perfect team, how was it especially for you guys in the beginning and even now? What are some of those lessons you've learned from teamwork? Even as the corporate side of the business.
All right. If you want to win, you have to have a team. In anything, if you want to win, you have to have a team. You can't win alone. So that is like the foundation. All right. Now the thing is, a team comprises of so many people from different backgrounds, from different platforms, with different skills coming together. But then, listening to one another is also very key in a team, so that you give each and everyone a chance to come up with something or suggest something and try it out. But also now you become strategic. So this is the goal. We want to become the best web solutions company, in Kenya, in East Africa, and the entire world. So how do we move to that goal? That already is a seed you planted. You can pray for an oak tree, but then God gives you, an acorn to plant. Yeah, so that seed, what becomes the best. So how do we achieve that? So once you plant that seed in every team member, then they also now become creative in what they do. Yeah, so teamwork is always like the key emphasis in our enterprise.
Wow, amazing. And you guys have also managed, of course, with that good combination of a good team, you've managed to penetrate the international market. How did you guys do that, Alphonse?
Yeah, I think it's come with there's a project we're doing for the larger diaspora. Yeah, so what we normally do is come up with new solutions. What we must understand is people have their ways of doing things, but when you make it easier and simpler for them, it becomes so great. The milestone for that was when we just streamlined an event, like the diaspora. They were able to participate in an event through the internet from different countries, some in Italy, some from wherever, and then they are participating. They're in Kenya and they are part of that. So at the end of it, everyone was like, this is really possible. Yeah. So from there now we started gaining clients. Somebody saying like, somebody wants a website in Spain, and then you say, okay, can I get something from Kenya? Because somebody outside also wants to get somebody who has an idea of the environment as well. Yeah. But our clients are not just the diaspora alone. There are so many people who look at the skills we have and then they give us the projects. Right now we're doing a lot of projects actually outside Kenya than we are doing in Kenya. Yes. Amazing. So And when you're dealing with those people, they are very strict.
Exactly.
Wazungus, they are very strict. They want to tell, if you tell them it's 2 weeks,
it's 2 weeks.
It's 2 weeks. Yeah.
And then coming back to the, of course, would you want to add anything on that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, we believe that we have the capacity to handle, jobs from outside. We have our affiliates in Canada, so they help us, to standardize according to the world all the websites that we do. So they not only compete locally, but also compete, globally.
The international standards.
So that is one of the key things that when somebody from outside the country approaches us, say, can you make my website compete globally? You tell them, yes, we have affiliates in Canada who can give us the international standards for these websites. And then the other thing is that also networking is the thing. You network with somebody, and then you do for them a job here while they were in Kenya, and then when they go outside, they say, hey, there is a team that I know in Kenya that can do this. So we have also so many referrals.
Wow.
Yeah, that come on board. So referrals that go as far as UK, US, and all that. Yeah.
Wow. So especially talking about referrals, customer service, and of course clients, dealing with your clients.
Yes.
How has that like propelled you to where you are now?
Yeah, for me, I'm a technical person. It's his part.
Okay, Maurice, let's have you talk about
Yes, like I said, I got opportunity to work with the leading telecom company. I think you're aware about it, and they have like the best customer service. So during those days when they were really investing so much on customer service, I was part of that team. So I came to realize indeed having a passion for the client is like the key thing, to succeed in business. So, when you serve somebody passionately, it gives them an experience that even them they won't have, gotten the type of, or maybe the kind of money that they're about to pay or something like that. Like I said, we do websites from Akina Mama Mboga to even the corporates who have like 50 branches in countrywide and all that. Yeah, so just being passionate about that customer, offering solutions, adding value to that customer. That is the element of customer service.
Amazing stuff. Talking about passion, the Global Entrepreneurship Summit, you guys were fortunate enough to be exhibitors. How was the experience?
Oh, it was great. I think us as a company, we were rewarded a lot of slots. Actually, we had a huge team. First at the KICC, where we had to exhibit, at the ICT hub. Our team were there, we had to exhibit. And then we also had others attending now the knowledge program. So I don't know how to say it, but when you interact with somebody who has made it, you just change your mindset. The way you reason changes. Yeah, so the experience there was so great. Just being there alone
was enough.
Is enough. And now when you hear somebody present, an idea, and you hear how people have done great things. In fact, immediately after that, for me, I was like, today I'm not sleeping.
You have to
the next thing I'm done invent coming up with.
Maurice, how was the experience for you?
The experience was wow. It was fantastic. I mean, like they get to interact with people who have gone through the same challenges you've gone through in business, and even them, they're on that platform. You get how people think. It even it changes your mindset. You completely change your thinking. If you are on a comfort zone, you immediately say,
you have to.
Comfort zone, stay there. Then you get to inventing, coming up with new stuff to remain relevant at the same time. Yes, and that is what that GES did for us.
Amazing.
And it showed us that there's a lot of opportunities out there. As long as you're creative and you just have the zeal and the passion just to go after what you have.
Amazing.
I mean, the airspace, you never see two birds colliding at the airspace.
Yeah.
The space is more than enough. And it's the same that applies in the business world. And then there was so much, people are saying, no, it's entrepreneurship summit. It's not technology, entrepreneurship in technology world summit. But then here is the key. We are going after the third revolution in the world. We went through a green revolution. The superpowers were those who are doing mechanized agriculture.
Industrialization.
Then we went into industrialization, where Germany, Japan, they came up with new technologies on how to manufacture stuff and all that. But now it's technology.
It's technology.
The revolution. So
the information age.
Or it leaves you behind.
Like I saw another quote somewhere. You either program or be programmed.
Exactly. That's clever. Because you find that banking, you used to go online, you feel, prestigious, going to a bank, getting subbed by a teller and all
But
that.
it's no longer
Now you're either online or using your SMS.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Mobile phone.
Amazing.
At your own convenience, payment structures have just changed completely. People just do deliveries all the time. Somebody sitting, the movie is 5 minutes to the end, he's already ordering another one on phone. Can you bring the next movie?
The next one.
Yeah, and then it comes at your doorstep.
Wow.
So you either embrace technology or it just drops you off.
Amazing
Yes,
stuff.
yes.
That's all. Unfortunately, that's all the time we could have for. The conversation could keep on going, especially when we talk about the GES. It just never stops. But we are so proud of you guys and what you guys are doing, and we're happy that you guys are able to find time to come to the Generation Y. Well, that's all the time we could have for here at the Generation Y. Of course, keep your comments coming, keep your tweets on our Facebook page. Of course, keep interacting, and we'll always get back to you. See you next time.